Hey guys, James here from Sweet Science of Fighting. Today I've got something a little shorter for you, and that is just 5 exercises to improve your shoulder health as a fighter, and all you need is a simple band. With these exercises, you can either use them as part of your warm-up, and that can be before technical sessions to warm your shoulders up, or even in the gym before your strength sessions. You can also use these in between exercises as a superset. For example, if you're just doing the bench press, you can use these exercises in between just as a filler that's not going to take away from your main exercise. And lastly, if you're performing some kind of recovery session or even part of your cool down after training, you can also use these just to restore some balance in your shoulders. As fighters, we can often find ourselves in these rounded shoulder postures or even these kyphotic thoracic postures. And over time, this can potentially increase your risk of injury, especially on the shoulder. So the idea is that when we're doing our strength training or extra training off the mat or as part of our warm-up, we should address the areas that don't get addressed when we're performing our normal sport training. And because fighting is often everything in front of you, we need to now address the muscles behind the shoulders or even part of the back musculature. The first exercise I've got for you is the band shoulder dislocate. Now, if you don't have a band, or you can always use a dowel or a wooden broomstick, that also works, but I like the band because the band allows you to vary where your hands are because it stretches. So even if you have your hands a little closer, because it stretches out, it can make it a little easier for you. Now, very simple, you're gonna have your hands just outside shoulder width to start with. Your arm's gonna be completely straight, and all you're gonna do with your arm straight is go all the way around your body. Now, it's important when you do the band shoulder dislocate is you don't have these big flared chest positions like this. You want to try and keep a very neutral posture with your rib cage stacked over your pelvis, so everything's nice and in line while you perform your dislocate. As you get more flexible, you can bring your hands in closer and you can do the same thing. What you'll find is you'll feel a nice stretch through the pecs and you'll be able to open your shoulders all the way around. The second exercise is the band pull apart. Now, to perform this, all you're going to do is hold the band in front of you with your hands just outside your shoulders, and you're simply going to pull to your chest. Now, it's important when you do these that your shoulder blades have to move with the pull. Now, that's a big mistake that people make when doing the pull apart is they just use their shoulders and arms like this. But it's important that the shoulder blades need to move with the arms. So your shoulder blades should come together at the back and then follow as you release the band forward. So it should be this way, squeeze the shoulder blades and forward. So the third exercise is something you're probably familiar with, and that's just a face pull. Now, you can do these with a cable as well, but with the band it's just easy because you can do it from anywhere. For example, I'm doing this in my lounge here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I've just got it attached to a stationary bike, and all we're going to do is we're going to pull the band to our face so we can train the external rotators of the shoulder, which don't often get trained, especially during technical training of striking or grappling. Now, I like to pull to the nose. That's where I feel like you get the best in between pulling too high or pulling. So if you pull too low, you train more of the mid and lower trap muscles. Whereas if you pull too high, you get a lot of upper trap. When you pull in the middle, you kind of get that sweet spot between the back muscles and the external rotators of the shoulder. Secondly, when you're holding the band, try to hold the band in your fingertips. You don't want to grip hard because you don't want your forearms to take over the movement. If you have it just slightly in your fingers, like your fingers are hooks, you can relax your hands and arms and you can focus on just pulling with the shoulders. The fourth exercise I have for you is a cross-body reverse fly. Now, with everything performed in front of you as a fighter, it's nice to give your posterior delts, some of your mid and lower traps and your rhomboids some love. And this is how you can do it. The idea is that your arm is slightly bent. You don't want it to be completely straight, just a slight bend, and relax your arm, and all you're going to do is pull across your body in a reverse fly manner. So the fifth and final exercise is the around the world. Now, this is not strictly a shoulder exercise, it's more of a full body mobility exercise, but I find doing this helps your shoulders feel great. Just remember, you can do these exercises pretty much at any time. They make great warm-ups to loosen you up and get you ready for your technical training and for your gym training. They can be used in between your gym exercises. For example, the bench press, then performing something like the band pull apart in between. And then finally, as part of your cool down as well, you can use these. Now, if you're familiar with my programs, you can check in the description. I actually use a lot of these exercises within the warm-ups and within the training program itself. so you can check that in the description, and please make sure to like and subscribe.